Hello, welcome back to another edition of The Lead. I'm your host, Cody Johnson. Draft week is finally here, so I got another 7-round mock draft coming y'all's way. Let's get into it. Alright, so like I said, got another 7-round Texans mock draft. This mock draft, I am going to be doing no trades, so seven rounds with the picks the Texans currently have. I'm doing this through the mock draft or the TDN mock draft simulator, and I'm going to preface this by saying I will be doing a non-QB at 2 for this mock draft. I have already done a mock draft for the QB at 2. It is up on the channel if you want to go check that one out. Otherwise, let's get into it. So, Bryce Young went number 1 overall, which is to be expected. So, going non-QB, we're going to go with Will Anderson Jr., best player in the draft, has the pedigree. Some people might think he is better as a stand-up linebacker. Might be, but I think he fits the system fine as a 4-3 defensive end, wide 9, getting after the passer, everything like that. So now, we're at pick 12. We've got a few options here. Devon Witherspoon, Will Levis, Joey Porter, Peter Skoronski. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this as realistic possible as I see the draft happening. There's a chance Will Levis is here. I think all 4 quarterbacks might end up going top 10. So we're going to go a different route. The wide receivers available, Johnston, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Okay, so some of y'all are really not going to like this, but I do have Devon Witherspoon. Christian Gonzalez is the best corner available. I don't think he's going to be available at this pick. Devon Witherspoon, I do see there's a chance of him being available. I think he's the best player in this area, not named Christian Gonzalez. He's my number 2 cornerback. A guy that I think is great, good man coverage, a little bit on the shorter side of 5'11", but great press, great mirror, great breaking on the ball, and hit stick magnet. I think you draft Devon Witherspoon if he's there, even if you went defense at 2. I know people aren't going to like that, but at the end of the day, was best player available for me. Witherspoon is a guy that I see you pair on the opposite side of Stingley. I think not necessarily play style wise, but I think that's a tandem that you can arguably in the future is a Chris Harris, Aqib Talib type tandem at the cornerback position, and would absolutely love to have it. So now here at pick 33, it says pick 34 because they leave in the Dolphins pick, but they don't actually make a selection. So like I said, we're going to try to be as realistic with this as possible. I don't think either of these 3 guys are here at this pick. Kincaid might be. Jahmyr Gibbs, Keely Ringo. Let's see who went in the first round. John Michael Schmitz went. Zay Flowers went. Addison. Jalen Hyatt. Quentin Johnston. Okay, so looking at the board. Luke Musgraves I really like. Jack Campbell I really like. Felix I really like, but we already took a defensive end. So he's kind of low on this board. But let's see. I'm not taking a running back here. I think we can get a good running back later. Let's see. Drew Sanders is interesting, but it's kind of a tweener player. So for this one, and I can see this happening. I can see him going at the top of the second. Might be a little bit early for some people. But I'm going to go Joe Tippmann. We're going to get our center of the future here. A guy that is really good in space pulling. Wisconsin pulled him a lot. Especially for a guy that's being 6'6", a really big center and 300 plus pounds, guy was really good out in space. And for this system, there's a lot of wide zone, getting second level, getting out in space and making blocks is crucial. So not as great at the first level as I would like him to be, but at the end of the day, it kind of is what it is with John Michael Schmitz off the board. So we went Joe Tippmann. Now here, let's see who's available. Let's see who went kind of towards the end of the second round. Luke Musgrave went, Darnell Washington went, Gervon Dexter, Jalen Duncan. Okay. So now Hmm. Jordan Battle is very interesting there, but I don't know if they go safety at that spot. Jack Campbell's still available. I don't think he'll be available at that pick though. I think there's a chance he goes in the first round. Um, might go early second too though. Deion Henley is very interesting. A little bit older prospect though. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what wide receivers are available. Cedric Tillman, Rashee Rice, Xavier Hutchinson. So, I do think he's probably gone at this point, but there is a chance he could fall to this pick. We're going to go Cedric Tillman here. A true X, one of the bigger guys in the class. A lot of people I've seen recently have him actually over Jalen Hyatt. They like his play style a little bit better. It wasn't so gimmicky like Hyatt's was at Tennessee. So far we have Will Anderson Jr., Devon Witherspoon, Joe Tippmann, and Cedric Tillman. Got a center, wide receiver, corner, and edge. So now we're still just kind of looking at best player available. Jordan Battle's still here, which is interesting. Deion Henley's still here. Xavier Hutchinson, but we just took a wide receiver. Let's see. Jaron Hall is a quarterback I like. Let's take a look. And Hooker still available. Could potentially be available. I don't think so though. Henry Toto, not a guy I really like. Neither is Noah Sewell. I don't really like them at the linebacker spots for us. Brandon Joseph available. Eli Ranks. Keanu Benton is a guy who I would easily take at this spot. I think he's a second rounder at the latest though, so I'm not going to go that on this route. I am going to go Jordan Battle, however. I think he is a guy that could be there. He kind of fell. Was projected as a second rounder last year, but a guy that could play a free safety spot, kind of back up Jimmy Ward for the meantime, and then take over the position eventually when Ward moves on, as he is 31 years old at this point. But would be a nice fit next to Petrie. But let's see what we got going on here. Third round. Darius Rush, Garrett Williams, Coburn. All right, we're back up. So let's see what we got available. Hendon Hooker's still here. Again, I think he's probably gone. Jaron Hall is a guy I would look at. I know not a lot of people talk about him, and he had kind of not a great Senior Bowl, and the guy's a little bit older, of course, but strong arm guy. Athletic. I've seen him take a 50-yard quarterback keeper to the house on Baylor. Who else are we looking at? Looking at the running backs, Devon Achane's still here. DeMarion Overshown's still here. I think he's a little bit of an overrated prospect, to be honest. I don't think he's a true Mike. I think he's like a Sam. That can also play on passing downs, though. So I don't want to necessarily say overrated, but I don't think he would come in and play the position people would want him to play. He would be more one of those tweener types, but will play on passing down. So that's interesting. But I'm going to just do it here. I'm going to go grab a QB with some potential. Again, a little bit older, but having that maturity being older. A guy that might come in and compete day one for a quarterback position if you don't go trade for someone. If you have plans to trade for someone, then don't take a quarterback in the fourth round. But then if you don't, I think he's a good pickup. Again, Hendon Hooker, I think, is gone at this point. So Jaron Hall, yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind picking up and adding to this team. Little bit needed for Hall on the mental side of the game. He was a 2-year starter at BYU. He did the BYU mission trip thing for 2 years. That's why he was a little bit behind, I guess, even as an older prospect. But a guy I still like a lot. I still like a lot. There's some potential there for sure. Um, just you're gonna need to work it out. Now let's see. Okie doke. So Nathaniel Dell's still here. I think there's a chance he could end up being here. He is 5'8", 166 pounds. But most people would disagree with that, and he might go third round. That wide receiver from uh, dang, where was it last year? Ooh, okay, so sorry, I kind of got off track there for a second. I'm gonna go Tajay Spears here. I think he's a good fit. Good fit for the system, the wide zone system. Can pass catch and can pass block a little bit as well. But a guy that can come in and of course you got Devin Singletary, but still need a running back. In case there's always injuries with running back, there's always issues. Devin Singletary could not do anything for this team to get cut beginning of the season or towards the middle of the season, kind of like Marlon Mack, right? So, it doesn't hurt to grab running backs. I like Tajay Spears a lot. Chancey's not there, but 5th round, I think we'll go with it. Now let's see. Now I'm gonna do this here. Moro Ojomo is interesting. Eric Gray, we just went running back though. Okay, so haven't watched any of these edges. I have watched Isaiah McGuire though, and I think that's going to be the pick here. I think that's really good value. I know we got edge earlier in the draft, obviously with Anderson, but Isaiah McGuire is a little bit different body type. You're thinking more of Arik Armstead in that mold, where a guy that can play on the outside and played on the outside in college, but he's 280 pounds and probably going to be better in this system on the inside, like Arik Armstead was for the 49ers. Let him rush from the inside, play good run defender. I think that's a good pickup there. Now we're going to go and look at who's available. Jonathan Mingo's interesting. He's a guy I think might end up being a 3rd rounder, though a lot of people have been talking him up. So we're in the 6th round. We're at pick 203, so we can kind of just go with best player available, and we are going to, maybe not necessarily best player available, but this guy has a ton of upside. Another big wide receiver, but also I believe he was the best RAS tester, which is raw athletic score. He tested off the charts, 40 agility testing. 40 agility testing. The explosiveness test just tested absolutely off the charts. A lot of potential, needs a lot of work though. Obviously, we're picking him 203. Tends to be the case when you're picking the 6th round. But end of the day, I like the pick. Guy that, if maybe Cedric Tillman doesn't work out like you want, maybe that's a guy that can come up next season or late in the season and do something for you. So we're gonna keep looking. Deuce Vaughn, this cat, if he was 5'9" and weighed 10 pounds more, he would be a 2nd round prospect. It's absolutely crazy that they think he's going to be here in the 6th round. Talented as all get out. Let's see. When you get down to this spot, it's kind of hard to get onto some of these names. So, Jacorian Bennett, I've seen him a little bit before. We're gonna go. This is kind of getting not necessarily excessive, but I am gonna add another defensive line here. Moro Ojomo, who's a interior defensive lineman, guy with upside. He's pretty young for his class. He actually grew up in Houston and graduated, I believe it was like 16 years old. Came from another country, and the way the school worked there, he graduated faster than kids do here. But young, 300 pounds, 6'3", guy that was pretty good at Texas. I don't think anyone really expected him to take over the way he did as a sophomore, I believe it was. So there's some upside there with Ojimo, and he's an actual defensive tackle, legitimate defensive tackle. So if you don't end up using McGuire on the inside, then that's where Ojimo comes in. But again, this late in the draft, you just take guys. The position doesn't really matter as much. Let's see. Jalen Jones is interesting. He's kind of one of those tweener guys, a slot corner, maybe play some safety for you. He's a guy maybe I'll bring in, special teams guy at the least, Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Jalen Johnson, special teamer, can maybe be a specialty gadget player for you. Where did he go? Jalen Jones, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's that. Jalen Jones, one of those specialty players, at least special teams, or probably at most special teams, I should say, but one of those guys that, hometown kids. I know Casario liked those hometown kids last year. I think he drafted 3 of them in Petrie, Green, and Deculus. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind grabbing later in the draft, even though you grabbed a corner in the first round. So let's see. Am I up? I guess I am up. That's weird. So, jeez. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance that the Texans actually spend all these late picks. They actually use them. I think they're going to be using trades up, but I decided not to do a draft. That's absolutely crazy that he's still available. He's going to be long gone before this pick. Getting into the 300s here. So we're going to take Connor Galvin here. Just a guy that has played in a similar system at Baylor, that wide zone system. We'll know the scheme. 5-year starter at Baylor. A little bit light, but a guy that's going to come in and hopefully be your swing tackle of the future if he can get that. But a guy, again, familiar with played a similar time system at Baylor. And this is the final results. Pick 2, Will Anderson Jr., pick 12, Devon Witherspoon, pick 33, Joe Tippmann, center from Wisconsin, pick 65, Cedric Tillman from Tennessee, 74, Jordan Battle from Alabama. We get a quarterback here in the 4th round, Jaron Hall, QB BYU. Get a running back, a 3rd running back, maybe a 2nd running back. I think Tajay Spears can do that for you. Pick 163. And then we get to round 6 and 7. Isaiah McGuire from Missouri, Bryce Ford Wheaton from West Virginia, Mara Ojimo from Texas, Jalen Jones from A&M, and Connor Galvin from Baylor. So that's going to be all for today. I will probably get working on some videos of the actual draft prospects that the Texans do draft, some breakdown videos, stuff like that. So if you enjoy the content, as always, hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch y'all later. Y'all have a good one.